So I gave a shot to the series Made in Abyss just because it's being talked about on Digibro's channel, and um, I also enjoyed the first three episodes, so I was really ready to just start streaming it all the way to catch up. I was pretty much hooked, and I didn't plan on making this experiment number two. I expected to make it Clan Ed, but this is just how it worked out because I have a lot to say about Made in Abyss. I have a lot of things that I just feel like I need to get off my chest. And it's that if you like Attack on Titan, if you like series Attack on Titan and what's another frustrating one? ReZero was another very frustrating series for me because of how slow and how boring they can get, just in terms of pacing or in terms of, well, okay, so pacing in that it just feels like they're taking forever. In Steins Gate, you have the progression of characters. You have it eventually going where just individual events happen. So in Steins Gate, you'll have Okabe, you'll have the series starting, and you'll finally get to the point really quick. Like, holy shit, why did he see Kurisu dead? Quick screenshot, boom. So in that, he saves her life, and well, I mean, he tells her about it or something like that. And so you just kind of quickly get to the point. And that kind of happens in the first three episodes of Made in Abyss. But then afterwards, in episodes 4, 5, 6, and 7, I believe, because I've seen all 9 episodes now and I've caught up, it just starts slowing down. And I thought that these first levels and stuff like that would be something really, really difficult for them to come over. It just seemed like a bigger challenge when they described them. But unfortunately, they kind of just zoomed through it. In terms, they kind of zoomed, so that sounds kind of hypocritical, but they kind of zoomed through it in the fact that it doesn't seem like it's really affecting them at all. And I guess for whatever reason, they kind of try to explain why it doesn't really affect them. I mean, I guess puking and hallucinations isn't that bad in terms of the other things. Like you'll have certain death if you go beyond level 6, I believe. Definitely at level 7, you'll have certain death, or you'll come back as changed, or whatever the fuck. But so at that point, the at those points at 4, 5, 6, 7, and those episodes begin really slowing down. They're only talking to each other. Really, there's not really much going on. So they escape level 1, and they escape being captured by the groups, even though only Habo shows up. Not exactly someone who's going to try to capture them. So that's a kind of stupid ass thing. Why would you say that they need to run away? Like he's the one that wrote the note or something? Or if I'm misinterpreting something, please correct me. But it seemed like he was the one that wrote the note. Like he kind of admitted that or something. Or at least that's the impression I get. And he just says like, "Hey, I'm not actually going to capture you." Like I was like, "What? What's the fucking point? Why would you say that you're going to try and capture them just to speed them up?" Like it just felt like they didn't. What's the fucking point? That just seems so stupid. They should have already known that at least. She's not a dumbass, or at least Rico isn't supposedly a dumbass, and she's able to identify animal species. Um, but anyways, so that was kind of weird. And then the fact that he kind of walks away. I mean, they kind of justify it that Rico supposedly, like, a Blacklist still doesn't want to take him down further. He doesn't want to help them survive. Like, I feel like I was like, okay, that kind of seems dumb. But I guess it's kind of hand waved away by Rico saying she wants to do it on her own. So, whatever. I guess that's fucking fine. But what is an issue with me is that when they finally get to this point of talking about who Ozen is, and they have this gigantic fight with her, and you expect it to be when she's about to finally take them down or whatever, she's beating the shit out of them. like you're expecting like, oh my god, like she actually might kill one of them or something like that, because like it feels like that's what they're trying to go for in the theme, and then just to suddenly just as soon as they're losing and as soon as they're about to lose, it cuts and then boom, hey, just JK, I was a good guy the whole time. I was like, what the fuck? What's the what's the fucking point? Like I guess it's to demonstrate that they're in over their heads. But usually anime do that with a single punch or a single scene instead of a whole fucking episode and dragged out fight. And thematically, it never feels like they're gonna die. This episode tried to convince me of that. And I guess it did, since I kind of bought into it a little bit. But that was stupid as fucking hell. And then when she reveals a stupid box, it's wow, she's a fucking reanimated corpse. Who gives a fuck? That's dark. The fuck? It's like that's I don't give a shit about Made or Attack on Titan. I wouldn't consider that shit dark. That's Attack on Titan's fucking stupid. Death Note, even that I wouldn't consider that dark. But that has the same level of darkness since he's killing people with a book. I mean, even if they're murderers and stuff like that, like it's still that level of dark. Like I just don't understand. Watching School Days, Gakko something shit. Fuck it, just School Days. The zombie moe slice of life one that kind of hoodwinks you to think it is just another slice of life show. That one was about as dark. I mean, I guess that's a good example to compare it to, but I love School Days. It never felt like it was slowed down. They always felt like they were actually fighting zombies. I mean, I kind of assumed that not a lot of them were going to die just because it's a slice of life, so it didn't really try to give that impression, but they did have like, boom, like moments where it changed. And then even at the end where in School Days, she gets bitten and she doesn't die, but the dog dies. It didn't feel like a jump on the shark. Like this just kind of felt like a huge pointless thing. Like I was like, what the fuck? Like, am I just watching another show? Like, I mean, I dig Naruto to a certain extent, but it just felt like one of those scenarios where you're just kind of like, what's the point? Felt like it just could have been handled better. It felt really pointless. And I mean, I guess you could say watching anime is pointless, but it's if we ignore that, then it just felt pointless in the series. But I kept going until episode 9, and now at episode 9, they're finally going down to they've made it to the 4th level, and I just don't give a shit anymore. I don't care about Reg. I don't care about Rico. I don't even like them anymore. Because there's no change in them. They went through this 10-day training arc, and how much can you do in 10 days? And then it's just kind of, like I was saying, like, how slow it is, like, nothing's happening. And even with that 10-day training arc, they only show, like, a few scenes, and then it's fucking over. I mean, I guess that's a decent way to go, but Yu Yu Hakusho had fucking Yusuke Urameshi in training with Genkai, and had some really it just had some scenes, and that felt like purposeful. I mean, when he's banging his head in and everything like that, I really got into that. But they fight a rhino or something like that one time and then eat it. Not. I don't know what this show is going for anymore. It's slow. It feels like a gigantic waste of fucking time. Just after that. First 3 episodes, I feel like I was tricked into watching this bullshit ass show, but it's decent enough, I guess. If you like Attack on Titan, if you like what are some of the flavor of the month shows that people dig? If you like Attack on Titan, I guess if you like Death Note, this series will probably engage you enough. It's all right, I guess. but I'm fucking frustrated. I'm fucking over it. I already spoiled what happens, and to be honest, what happens is kind of who gives a shit. It, reanimated corpse, and uh, eventually, for spoilers, there's this guy who uses orphans and stuff like that for bullets or something like that. I read it and I was like, this is just kind of dumb. I don't give a shit. Who cares? It's not that dark. I don't know. Maybe it's disturbing to some people, um, but I just don't care. I really don't fucking care. It's I don't know. I guess that's dark. I guess in a way I can at least see that being justified, but even there it seems kind of stupid. So I quit. Fuck this series. Fucking waste of my time. I don't care. At least the first 3 episodes are pretty cool. Um, so yeah, take it easy.